Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. I am Mike B, and today we're going to be going over a pretty cool topic, I think. It's something that is pretty new to me. I just discovered a new style today. So these are going to be the three different kinds that are known to me right now at this point in time of bayonet releases or catches or locks or whatever you want to call them for the M1891 Cavalry carbine, Carcano. And these are also on the M9138s and M38 Cavalry carbines as well, one of these three styles. So we're going to start out. Somebody in the comments, I'm really sorry I don't remember your name, you were asking about how to actually work your bayonet on your cavalry carbine. You couldn't figure it out. I'm going to show you, you probably have one of these three styles right here, so I'm going to show you how to actually work it. And if you still can't do that, there might be something wrong with it. So it was a few weeks ago, so I'm sorry I don't remember your name again, but I'll also be answering that question and showing you how these operate. So on the top right here, we've got an 1894 dated Brescia carbine. And it's an 1891, of course. And we've got this kind of slider style lock right here. And you notice that right away this lug, or this bracket, I guess, if you want to call it that, is different than these other two right here. Right away you can tell that. Now, you're going to need a special kind of bayonet and release and all that stuff if you're actually going to be using or trying to replace it on this specific style of bracket. So that's news to me. Didn't even know this style existed until today, to be honest with you. So, but I did some searching after that, because it's, again, doing research is like jumping down a rabbit hole. And it seems like these are the only three that I've found so far that are typical on the cavalry carbines. Anyway, so we'll get to how to actually operate that. You see there's these little spring-loaded thing that you pull like that to the rear. Okay, now that releases, I'll get it really up close. So that releases from the bracket. You rotate the bayonet out and then bam. Now I'm just going to tell you this is the easiest style that I have actually experienced out of these three. I don't know why they changed it up to the other ones. You'll see why in a little bit, but so far this is the most easy, user-friendly. I mean, it's done. It does all the work for you. Bam, it's out. And then, bam, fold it back in. Nice and safe, not falling down. But yeah, again, that's on an 1894. I also have a 1917 Brescia that's got the same style bayonet. So I'm not exactly sure what year they changed this. And then we're going to say, I don't know which one came first, so we're just going to kind of go in order a little bit. So the second one here was a weird one that I received a couple weeks ago when I started getting into these guys. And it's literally a lever that, see right now the bayonet's locked, right? The lever is in the locked position. When you flip the lever down, the bayonet pulls to the rear slightly. You can see that. You rotate it out, and then you have to slide it backwards into that slot there, push the lever up, and it's locked. It won't move or anything. So that's the second style that I've noticed on here. It's kind of cool. I have another one that there's something wrong mechanically inside. I'm going to have to take that apart eventually and figure that out. But this one seems to be working just fine. So locked, unlocked. So we're going to unlock this, pull it out. But you see how that's not really user-friendly because you can't just do that and it's in place. You have to actually go like this and then shove it back into the little bracket thing so it doesn't pop out. That's what I was saying, that the first one's a lot easier. You just click it into place and then click it out of place. Anyway, and then, yeah, when you do this too, you also have to make sure you push it back in when you're storing it in the stock right there. So anyway, that's the second style that I've noticed. And then the third style that seems to be the most common, and this is also, I have an M38 Cavalry carbine that I've had for years that also has this, what I call push button style. So on the left side, those are both, this one's on the right side, the lever's on the right, that one doesn't matter, it's on the bottom, it's ambidextrous. This one is on the left side of the bracket, and it's the same kind of concept as the lever one, where you push the button, and it requires, that one only requires one hand to operate. This kind of requires two, unless you get really good at it and it's nice and, oh, sorry, I didn't even do that on the camera. Unless you can do this, but some of them aren't as, lubed up and well greased as this one. So this one's the same thing, you put it into place, but this one automatically locks, so you don't have to flip the lever up to lock it. So I don't know which one's the best. I don't really care, to be honest with you. They all take, these last two take the same amount of time to fix the bayonet. The first one seems to be the quickest and easiest. Maybe it was manufacturing costs. Maybe that little mechanism in there is a little bit more complex than they wanted it to, and they did this for production speed and cost. I don't know. So let's yeah, see, so if it's not, you actually almost need two hands if it doesn't want to cooperate with you to pull this out of the bracket, spin that back around, and then slide it back into place, but it does lock automatically, unlike this lever, like I said. So there we go. I hope you learned something. I just learned something that this is by far my favorite. Let's just do that one more time. Check it out. Compared to these two now. Bam. Whoops. I didn't line that up right. That was my bad. So that's obviously the fastest, but there must have been a reason they switched from that one to the other kind of bayonet releases. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's really all I've got. It's going to be a nice short video just kind of explaining to you. So if you do pick up one of these in the massive batch of imports that came in this year, which is a really good thing. I love Carcanos. A lot of people shit on them and think they're horrible. That's fine. It keeps them nice and affordable when you get them, and you can actually find ammo for them once this whole ammo kind of shortage goes away, and you get some clips for it. They're really fun to shoot. They're really small, compact. They're great brush guns for if you're hunting in really thick shit. You get the nice hunting rounds for these, and they're small, compact, lightweight, and they pack a punch. So great little rifles, very affordable right now. If you're just getting into military surplus collecting and this is the first video you're watching of mine, or you haven't watched my other ones, this is a great option to get into the hobby for a piece of history, A, and B, you have a functional rifle or carbine that's really cool and got a lot of history to it. So they use these, the police forces and some paramilitary and military forces in Italy use these things all the way up through the 1980s. So just bear that in mind. They were used from 1891 till the 1980s, so almost 100 years in some capacity officially. So that's a pretty cool rifle. Anyway, I'll do a history of the carbines and the Carcanos in another video, so I'll stop ranting right now. This could have been a really short video, but I always get off on tangents. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully now this helps you if you don't know how to operate one of your bayonets. I think this is the only 3 styles that there are, so hopefully that helps you and you can have a functional bayonet then. So again, that's all I've got. Let me know if you learned something. Let me know if you found this video interesting. I certainly did. And if you'd like to support the channel to help me get cool things like these rifles to make historical videos on and do technical videos and possibly disassembly videos and showing you the history and the different markets and stuff like that, doing helmet ballistic tests, body armor ballistic tests, range videos in general, because they definitely aren't cheap anymore. If you want to do that, there's 2 great ways to do that. One is to become a patron and support the channel that way. The link to that is in the description. Or you can just become a YouTube channel member by hitting the join button below this video. $5 a month or more on either support method gets you into my Discord server, which is really fun, and a lot of cool information is exchanged there. I learn a lot of cool stuff and all that fun stuff. So if you want to consider doing that, it would really help out. I can afford to fund the channel out of pocket to an extent, but it limits me on what content I can do. But with crowdfunding this year especially, I've been able to do so much more content than I would have been able to do otherwise. So that's awesome. Thank you guys that are patrons right now and supporting the channel. Thanks to everybody who's watching. If you can't support the channel financially, that's totally fine. You can still support the channel by liking this video, subscribing if you haven't already, and sharing this video if you thought it was informative and it was kind of interesting or whatever, and you learned something and you think it would be valuable to your friends or other people that are sort of interested in the hobby. Go ahead and share that. That really helps support the channel. So anyway, that's all I've got. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next video.